Yo, what's up? This is Cameron and y'all are watching Carolina Fragrance Reviews. Today we're going to go over a new one from the Replica line of Maison Margiela. Shh. Whispers in the Library. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. I am a big fan of the Replica line from Maison Margiela. But there has been a few of them that have been a little disappointing. Not many, but I think like Sailing Day, a couple other ones I wasn't really all that impressed with. But as far as some really good ones was the music festival at the Barber's Jazz Club and by the fireplace. So Under the Lemon Trees came out in late 2018. Now that's gonna be a really nice summer fragrance, but the performance is kind of lacking. But you know, for the summer, you don't wanna be like getting choked out. So I think it'll probably work really good. But what I did when the Under the Lemon Trees came out, I hit up Mark at myfragrancesamples.com the same way I did for the Whispers in the Library. Now just to let you know a little bit about Whispers in the Library, it's strange, but it's really good. Honestly, I didn't even want to try it, but I started seeing other people talk about how surprisingly good it was. Then I read the notes. It had pepper, vanilla, precious woods, and cedar. So I was like, well, maybe, how are they gonna make a, I don't know, kind of borderline gourmand and wood fragrance? I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's supposed to emulate like an antique library with highly sheened and waxed furniture and antique furniture and the wax binding the books and all that stuff. And daggone if you don't get that, but not in a bad way. You think of an old dusty library that's, I don't know, to me that don't sound very appealing, but this to me sounds like maybe like a library, massive library in New York or Washington DC where they keep a lot of archives and stuff. That's probably what I get from that, but in the form of a fragrance that would, I don't know, be more appealing than that. Now this is not a beast mode fragrance because it is Whispers in the Library, but it's supposed to be the time in between the book and as the pages are being turned. But this is, I don't know, it's an amazing fragrance. I'm really, really impressed with it. And like I said before, you know, these Maison Margiela fragrances are on the expensive side. The Replica line, all of them, the prices are on up there. But before I buy a full Prezi, I check out myfragrancesamples.com. So what I'm gonna do with you today is show you the difference between Scentbird and myfragrancesamples.com. One of my counterparts in the YouTube community, Ashton over at Gent Sense, covered this, and he covered it to the T. Actually, before this channel started, I started looking into the FragCom. I started making friends, and different people stuck out, and I clicked with certain people. One of those people was Mark Mobley. And I told him about my idea. I told him about what my plans were, and it even got to a point to where he started nudging me a little. He's like, are you gonna start the channel or not? And it was like I just had to have everything just lined up perfect and have all the relationships perfect, but it has helped. It's definitely helped. Making friends and doing things the old school way by actually like having a solid foundation. And that's what I've tried to do from this channel from day one. And Mark Mobley believed in me. He helped finance this channel. That's why right out the gates you see sponsorship, but that's not your standard sponsorship. We have filming expenses. I had a cinematographer that I thought was just gonna be a hired gun. It wound up being my partner, Cliff Gore. When you look down the bottom, you see hosted by Cameron Byrd and filmed and edited by Cliff Gore. And because of my vision and finding somebody that could make that happen, I needed money to do that. And Mark believed in me. I was subscribed to Scentbird. I had a friend of mine that actually bought me a year subscription with Scentbird. And there were some disappointments along the line. As a matter of fact, a couple of months ago, Ashton from Gent Sense, just a counterpart, me and Ashton and I have never spoke, but I respected him for putting that review out, because Scentbird is a crock of crap, it really is. And I don't know if you guys saw what he put in there, but he was talking about that he actually has been approached to do Scentbird, you know, be a paid sponsor. And I don't hold anything against anybody who does. We all have to make sacrifices as YouTubers. So we have expenses, this, that, and the other. As a viewer, you may not understand it. And a lot of people hate on people for having Patreon accounts, hate on people for having affiliate links and all that stuff. That's why I've tried to do things differently to cover the expenses where it's not the expense of the viewer. Off of my soapbox, back onto what the review is talking about. But I wanted to do a review of what Mark was doing versus Scentbird right out the gates. I told Mark, I was like, yo, that's the first review I want to do. He's like, dude, you can't come right out and do that right out the beginning. So I held off, and Ashton, kudos to you for beating me to it, because all you did is told the truth. You're getting inexpensive fragrances and a few niche fragrances, and you get charged the same thing each month. I personally had problems with Scentbird. There were times where I was billed when I wasn't supposed to be billed. There was times where the sprayers would not spray, and there was like 3 different times, but you don't ever talk to anybody. You never talk to anybody. You file your complaint online, and that's the end of it. What they did for me when they were compensating me, they sent me a couple other fragrances out. The difference between Scentbird and Mark Mobley at myfragrancesamples.com is you have somebody to talk to. You have a variety. You don't have a monthly bill. Scentbird's gonna bill you every month, whether you're getting John Varvatos and the 2 Tom Ford fragrances they have, just a few homage. They've got a bunch of Versace, a bunch of John Varvatos, which are great fragrances. But if you buy Versace or John Varvatos from Mark, you're gonna get what you pay for. If you want Killian, if you want Creed, if you want any of these other nice fragrances, you're gonna pay a little more for them because you're getting what you're paying for. But you can get 3 milliliter, 10 milliliter, 15, 30, so on and so forth. If you get your 10, actually I think it's like, they say it's 10, I think it's actually 8. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. I've been told that. So neither here or there. You're not stuck to a monthly fee. You buy what you want, you get the brands you want, and when a new fragrance drops, like that Whispers in the Library, boom, he's on top of it. Like when that Versace Heroes Flame came out, he did what he had to do to get it in for his customers. And that's what he's always gonna do. There's always gonna be that edge of being able to get a fragrance that you might not be able to get in on a split or a decanter or anything like that. So you've got anywhere from 3 to 30 milliliter as opposed to being, let's just give them the benefit of the doubt, the 10 milliliters. But like I said, most of it is designer. If it's 10 milliliter of designer, you should pay for that. You shouldn't have to be paying the mixed prices and be held to a monthly fee. With that said, that's how I got Percival. That's how I got Erofa and Jazz Club. Under the Lemon Trees, you got Victor and Rolf, you got Nasamato. There ain't no telling how many of these I've got, but this will help you determine whether you want to pull the trigger on a fragrance that might set you back $200, $300, $400, $500. Get it like that. Thank you guys for listening today. I hope you don't feel like it was a rant, but once in a while we just have to say what needs to be said. And like I said, just go to myfragrancesamples.com. Use our discount code CFR15. Not only while I was talking about the price differences and everything, you can get a discount from our channel. So CFR15, 15% off, www.myfragrancesamples.com. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notifications bell. We'll see you next time on Carolina Fragrance Reviews. Help cover with filming expenses, because if you hadn't noticed, we've got some pretty fancy editing. I'm not trying to honk our own horn, but it costs money to put out decent all that, and you're gonna jam me up in the middle of that. Curse you! Back it up. We'll just edit in something because I'm not going through that whole spiel again. I'm not. Back it up.